But Raven had never shown up to the altar. Monty had waited 8 hours standing, then sitting, before realizing that a woman who sheds feathers for a living might also shed fiancés. She left me standing there in my white wedding suit with the pink ruffled shirt. Monty moaned, burying his face in a napkin. Mel, however, was less interested in the tragedy, and more interested in Monty's skill set. "You do electrical work?" Mel asked, his eyes narrowing as he assessed the desperate man. "I can fix anything," Monty sniffed. A devious grin spread across Mel's face, the kind of grin a shark might give if it spotted a swimmer with a wrench. "Tell you what, Monty, you need a place to stay, to heal your broken heart. I have a storeroom. You fix my sign, I give you a cot next to the industrial mayonnaise drums." "Deal?" "Mel," Alice protested. "You can't make him sleep in the storeroom. It's better than the bus station," Monty said, seizing Mel's hand. "Thank you, Mel. You're a true friend." And so, Monty moved in. He fixed the sign, he fixed the freezer, he fixed the leaky faucet in the ladies' room. But in the process of fixing the diner's hardware, his software began to glitch. He transferred his obsessive devotion from the molting Raven directly onto the nearest source of sympathy. Alice Hyatt. Chapter 6. The Ledge. It started with small things. He fixed her toaster. He organized her ticket book. Then, one evening, Alice walked into the storeroom to get a box of straws and found herself in a candle-lit bistro. Monty had draped a checkered cloth over a stack of crates. He was wearing a tuxedo t-shirt and holding a bottle of Chianti. "Welcome to Monty's Chestorum," he whispered, bowing low. "Monty," Alice said, stepping back. "I just needed straws." "I have prepared a complete Italian dinner," Monty said, gesturing to a plate of spaghetti that looked suspiciously like Mel's special from lunch, but rearranged. "And I will serenade you." He pulled out a mandolin where he got it. Alice didn't want to ask, and began to sing, "You," and "The Night," and the music, with an intensity that was frankly terrifying. Alice fled. She found Mel in the kitchen, deboning a chicken with unnecessary violence. "Mel, you have to get him out of here," Alice hissed. "He thinks we're in love. He serenaded me over a crate of onions." "Relax," Mel said, hacking at a wing. "He's fixing the wiring. If he falls in love, that's his problem. Just let him down gently. Tell him you're, I don't know, allergic to mandolins." Alice tried. She really did. She took Monty aside the next morning. She used all the classic lines. "It's not you, it's me. I'm not ready. I see you as a friend." Monty took it well. He nodded, smiled, said he understood perfectly. 10 minutes later, Jolene ran into the diner screaming, "There's a guy on the roof. He says he's gonna jump." The diner emptied onto the sidewalk. A crowd had already gathered, mostly because they thought it was a promotional stunt for Mel's chili. High above, straddling the newly repaired neon sign, sat Monty. "Hello, God. It's Monty Hickman calling," he shouted at the cloudless Arizona sky. "Why is it always heartaches? Monty, get down from there." Mel bellowed, shielding his eyes from the sun. "You're gonna break the sign again." "Forget it, Mel," Monty yelled back. "I'm cashing in my chips. I'm heading for the last roundup." Alice pushed through the crowd. "Monty, please, think of your family. Think of your future." "I have no future without you, Alice," Monty cried, dangling one leg precariously over the edge. Unless you say you'll marry me. Right now. Say it." The crowd turned to Alice. The pressure was immense. "Say it, Alice," Mel hissed. "He's bad for business. And if he lands on a customer, the insurance premiums will kill me." Just then, Tommy, Alice's teenage son, pushed his way to the front. He was carrying his school books and looking confused. "Mom, who's the guy on the sign?" Alice's eyes lit up. She had an idea. "Monty!" she shouted. "Before I answer, I want you to meet my son, Tommy." Monty peered down. "That's your kid? He's huge. What do you feed him?" "He's almost 17, Alice yelled, improvising rapidly. "And he's going to college next year. A really expensive college back east." Monty paused. College? And he needs a car, Alice continued, her voice rising. He wants a Ferrari, and an apartment off campus, and braces, and insurance. I didn't know you came with that kind of overhead, Monty shouted, his voice wavering. Oh, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Mel joined in, catching on. The kid eats like a horse. You'll need 3 jobs just to keep him in sneakers. Monty pulled his leg back onto the safety of the roof. He looked at Alice, then at the looming financial burden that was Tommy. Alice. Monty called down. I think I'm too young to settle down. I have so much living to do. He climbed down the ladder, looking relieved. The crowd dispersed, disappointed they didn't see a splat. Nafala. Nice work, Tommy, Alice whispered, kissing her son on the cheek. Does this mean I don't get the Ferrari? Tommy asked. Go do your homework, Alice said. Chapter 7. The Cookbook War. Peace was a fleeting concept at Mel's diner. No sooner had Monty returned to Vegas, presumably to find a woman who didn't come with college tuition payments, than a new threat arrived. This one didn't climb roofs. She climbed Mel's nerves. Carrie Sharples, Mel's mother, swept into the diner carrying a suitcase and a stack of books. She was a small woman with iron-gray hair and a will of titanium. Author, Mel groaned as she entered. Carrie had recently published a cookbook, Carrie's Continental Kitchen, and the success had gone to her head faster than champagne. She didn't just walk, she toured. Hello, Chubby, she said, pinching Mel's cheek hard enough to leave a bruise. I'm here for my press tour. I need a venue for my autograph signing. Not here, Mel said immediately. Ma, the last time you were here, you tried to steal my chili recipe. Steal? Carrie gasped, clutching her pearls. I was improving it. It needed cumin and prayer. She immediately set up a display of her books on the counter, blocking the view of the pie case. She even placed a cardboard standee of herself next to the register. Pen, Ma. You're cluttering up the joint, Mel complained. Hush, Mel. I'm also here on business, Carrie said, pouring herself a coffee without asking. Robbie and I, you remember your stepfather, Robbie? We're looking for investment property. Real estate, Mel laughed. Real estate? Ma, you think monopoly money is legal tender. We're looking for an apartment building, she corrected him. In fact, I'm looking at one today. A charming little 6-unit building near a pet cemetery. Mel froze. The spatula dropped from his hand. 6 units? Near the pet cemetery? Is that so? Carrie mused. Well, the owner is desperate to sell. He said something about wanting to move to a place without tenants who cook garlic at 3 a.m. Mel saw an opportunity. If his mother owned his building, it would be like the good old days in Brooklyn. No rent. Free laundry. Maybe she'd even cut the crusts off his toast. Ma, buy it, Mel encouraged her. It's a gold mine. And think of the synergy. You own the building. I live there. We keep it in the family. Carrie smiled, a sweet, predatory smile. I'll call Robbie. 2 days later, the deal was done. Carrie Sharples was the new landlady of the Shady Palms Apartments. Congratulations, Ma, Mel cheered, slapping her on the back. So, when do we discuss the family discount on the rent? Carrie adjusted her glasses, consulting a ledger she had produced from her purse. Actually, Mel, Robbie and I have reviewed the finances. We're raising the rent. Raising? Mel squeaked. $50 a month, Carrie said firmly. Robbie says we need to maximize our ROI. $50? Mel's face turned purple. Ma, you're my mother. You're supposed to nurture me, not fleece me. I'm not paying it. Then you'll be evicted, Carrie said, snapping the ledger shut. Business is business, Chubby. Chapter 8. The Squatter. Mel Sharples was a man of principle, mostly bad one. He refused to pay the increase. He dug his heels in. He made speeches about tyranny and maternal betrayal. And then, he came home to find his furniture on the sidewalk. You can't do this, Mel screamed at the movers. who were currently loading his